Hi, I'm Jessica from the London Jewellery School, and today I'm going to show you how to make some jewellery. For this project you will need some scrap card, a texture plate, some 1000 grit emery paper and 500 grit emery paper, a piece of silver sheet which is 0.7mm thick, 1.5 centimeters wide and around 10 centimeters long, a firing block, some brass tweezers, a hand torch, some Glanol polish, some tissue, round nose pliers, half round nose pliers, a mandrel and a mallet. First of all, we need to heat up our strip of silver, which is called annealing. Point your torch towards the fire brick and turn on the gas, then flick on to produce the flame. You're going to do long strokes along the silver in order to heat it up. If you have a larger torch, you may need to hold the torch further away from the silver. Once you've got it nice and hot, you can turn off the torch and place it down. Then we're going to put it into some cold water, which is called quenching, which will instantly cool our piece. If you have time, simply leave it to cool down. Don't be alarmed by the noise. And always use a heat-proof bowl when quenching. Now I can pick the piece up and you'll see it's gone black and it's got lots of different colours on there. We're going to put it in the pickle pot to get rid of all the oxidization. So I'm going to take my piece and put it in the pickle. Pickle is a light acid solution and our one is a safety acid, so it's not too dangerous, but you don't want to touch it or get it in your eyes. And you always use brass tweezers for putting your silver into the pickle. I'm just going to lift off the lid and pop it in there, and we'll come back in 5 or 10 minutes and it should be nice and white. So I have taken my piece out of the pickle and given it a quick wash, and as you can see all the black has come off, and I've got my brass texture plate and just a piece of card. So I'm going to place my silver onto the brass texture plate where I want it to take the texture, and I'm going to wrap them both in a piece of card. And this is a rolling mill which I'm going to use to transfer the texture onto my silver. So I've set it at the right size, which you can do by adjusting the wheel at the top, and I'm going to feed through my pieces and turn the reel round. Now if it goes through quite easily like this, you might need to do it again a little bit harder. So I'm just going to bring the mill down a little bit and go again. And one more time. And what's happening is, as it's going through the mill, it's pushing the brass onto the silver, and the silver is taking the texture that's on the brass. Okay, so when I've finished, I can take my silver out and have a look, and I'm going to turn it over and do a texture on the other side as well. I'm going to use the same texture, so I'm going to repeat exactly the same process again. Great, now I can take my silver out and it's got a nice texture on it, and that's that stage. So now that I've got this lovely texture on my piece, I'm going to polish it and then I'm going to shape it. So I'm going to start with a 500 grit emery paper. This is the maximum grit that you want to use to polish your piece because we don't want to get rid of the texture. And I'm just going to be rubbing up and down to bring about a shine. Now, if you wanted a mirror shine, you could work your way through all of the grits. So you go from 500 down to 600 to 800 to 1000 and finish on 1200. But I'm just going to use two different kinds just to show you. And we're going to finish with a metal polish. You can also repeat the same process for the inside if you'd like the inside of your ring to be shiny too. And now I'm going to use a Glanol metal polish to give it a final shine. And I've just got a bit of kitchen paper and I only need a little bit. I'm going to put it on there and I'm going to rub it on to the piece. And this stuff really gives it a nice shine. You have to rub quite hard to get a good effect. You can see how it brings out the shine and all the dirt coming off. Okay, so when you're happy with the finish, now we're going to shape it into a ring. So I'm going to start with my half round pliers and make sure the half round bit is on the inside and the texture's on the outside. And I'm just going to start by giving it a gentle curve. This will help me in the beginning of the ring shaping process. And I'm going to take it to my mandrel and push it round. Go back to my pliers. You go between your mandrel and pliers and keep shaping until you're happy with it. On your mandrel, you might want to check the size of your ring to make sure that you're making it the correct size. These rings are very easy to adjust the sizing. So if you do it wrong, don't worry. It can always be changed. And to shape it, I'm going to use my hammer, my mallet to go round and give it a nice round shape. So you can see my ring starting to take shape, but it still needs a bit of encouragement with the round nose pliers, the half round. And to finish off the end, I'm going to curl the ring back on itself. So I'm using some round nose pliers, grab hold of the end of the piece of silver and twist it round to make a loop. And this is just to add a bit of style to your design. It's optional. And again, hammer it in place. And once you've finished, you can try it on and you have your silver ring.